Hello and welcome back to Civilization 5. We're playing as the Vikings. This game is a memorial to a friend of mine who recently passed away. We're going to continue his Viking legacy, and we're going to conquer the world on his behalf. So, it's been 20 turns. It's 3200 BC. We have just finished building a monument in our main city, so we're going to have to pick what we're going to build in there. Our military units just fought some barbarians here. This guy's really weakened. He needs to rest up. This guy is in perfectly fine health. There is a barbarian camp down here. There is a potential site for some cities over here to the east. There's an island here to the west, but we can't get to that island yet. So let's start the next couple turns and see what happens. So in Copenhagen, we have to build something. We just built a monument, so we've got a lot more culture now. We could build warriors or scouts. I think we have enough military units right now to handle all the threats that are on the island. And once we clear out these barbarians, there's not very likely to be more barbarians that spawn, and there are no other civilizations right now. So building military units right now would cost us maintenance every turn and wouldn't really accomplish very much. So we're not going to do that. The other option that we have is we could build a worker. Workers are good for improving tile terrains, but we don't know very many technologies. Like, we have all of these luxury resources here. We've got furs and silk, and then we have deer and fish, but we don't know how to use any of this stuff. This is beyond us. So building a worker would be kind of a waste right now. So that really leaves us with one option, which is to build a settler. Settlers, when you build them, stop your cities from growing. So if you do it too early, you're going to delay the size of your cities, and it can hurt you. But I usually like to wait until around 4 citizens, but 3 is fine as well. Again, we're playing slightly different than I normally do. Normally, I build a few cities that get very big, but we're going to be playing a more expanded game. More cities that are, each one is going to be a little bit smaller. So we're going to build a settler here. While we're doing this, you'll notice as soon as I did that, the citizens went to stagnation. They cannot grow the city while they're building settlers. So while that's happening, we don't want to be building any extra food. It's a waste. It doesn't store up, and we can't use it. So we're going to shift over to production. It doesn't change our number of turns to produce anything right now because we're not working that many different areas here. But as we develop and choose more areas, we'll start moving in here and selecting terrain tiles that have more production. So it will make a difference in the future. So that said, we've got our settlers set up. We're going to expand over here to the east, probably right in here somewhere. But we have a military campaign to work on here. So we're going to keep going a little bit south. I don't want to go too far south. I don't want to get too far beyond my city to back me up or my other military units. So I'd like to be able to keep eyes on this guy and see if he spawns another military unit. If he does spawn that military unit, it's going to start moving north. I might engage him in the forest, or I might fall back to the city. It really depends. I could move down here and start the assault on his area, which I think I'm going to do. If I run into trouble, or if there's a second unit spawns, then I'm going to head back towards the city. But barbarians don't heal. That's another one of your main advantages over barbarians is you can heal, they can't. So I can hit him now. I can do some, hit and run tactics on him and see if it pays off. So we're going to move down here. There's another unit that spawned, so I don't really want to engage right here. This is 2 military units against my 1. I am better than each of these units individually, but 2 against 1, that's never really good odds. So we're going to fall back into the forest. We went down there, we saw something we didn't like, we're not going to stick around. This guy gets a promotion. I'm not going to heal him because he's not in any direct danger right now. I will give him a rough terrain bonus because there's lots of forest around here, so I think that will come in handy. And then he's going to heal. There are 2 units down here. I would like my 2 units, which are both superior to their barbarian brutes, to engage their 2 units. So I'm going to wait until this guy is healed up, and then we're going to move south. Now, if he sends people to the north, then we're going to have to engage him. Yep, here we go. So he sent someone here. So I'm going to start fighting him. But I'm not going to start moving towards this camp yet. I don't think I have... It's going to take me probably half my life to kill this guy. And then it would be half my life against their camp, and that's not a good fight. So we're not going to take fights that aren't good for us. So we have to choose what we want. Honor helps our military. Right now I think our military is fine, and there also aren't very many targets for our military beyond this one barbarian camp. The hope is we can kill this barbarian camp and then move our units so that we have sight on our entire island. Barbarians spawn where you can't see them. So if we can put a unit on basically on either end of the island and maybe throw in an extra city, this whole island should be prevented from barbarians respawning. So until we encounter some other people, we probably don't need honor as much. I'm going to take liberty, which helps us expand out. So we're going to do that. Gives us extra culture for every city. So the more cities we have, the more culture we're going to get. And we're going to be expanding and conquering, so that's going to be good for us in the long run. So now we're going to see what the barbarians are going to do. They're probably going to attack me. And then we're gonna fight these guys. We're almost done healing up north. So they moved out of their barbarian camp so that both of their units can start trying to fight back up. They think that these 2 units together can kill my one guy, which is probably true. So I don't want to stick around in this. Like I said, you don't want to fight the other guy's fight. So we're going to run back towards our city. We're going to strategically retreat back to our city. This will give us both. We're going to have our 2 units next to each other, which will help them. You get a bonus for units being adjacent to each other, so they can help each other fight. We're also going to have Copenhagen actually be able to use its defenses. So they're not likely to send both guys north because they don't want to leave this camp unguarded. So what probably will happen is one of these guys will drop back here, and then the other one, probably the one who's has more health, will keep moving north to encounter us. We got to choose research. We've got our bronze working, so we should take a look around and see where the iron is on this island. That's going to be where we want to settle. So I think we should get writing so we can start increasing our science to help all our other technologies come faster. So we're going to get writing, and then once we have writing, we're going to then get all the technologies for improving our terrain around us. So let's do that. So we're looking for iron now that we have it revealed. I'm not seeing... Okay. This is where I thought maybe we would build a second city. I don't see any iron. There's this little area up here. There's no iron there either. So that's not great for us. Iron is very important to us. That's how we build our special units. So we're going to need to get off of this island as soon as we possibly can. I'm going to keep healing these guys until they're fully healed, and then we're going to move south and we're going to wipe out these barbarians. It shouldn't take too long for them to heal. This one's fully healed. This guy will be very close to being fully healed, if not fully healed. So he's fully healed. He's going to move south. I am going to move him down here. He'll be able to see a little bit further, and we'll be able to tell where that other barbarian unit went to. We still can't see him, so he didn't come north. So they probably have figured out that if they move north, we've got 2 units up there, and we have a city that they probably can't hurt us very much. So this guy will move here. This is going to give us sight on the camp. I don't know where that other unit is. He went somewhere off in the world that I don't know where he's at. I'm going to keep moving down here and exploring. There he is. So he's off in the woods. We're going to fight him. We're going to fight him before we... Here, I'm going to move there. So before we take the camp out, we're going to finish this guy off. This guy is going to drop down into this space. And we have a choice. It's a hard choice. I could attack the camp, which would be pretty much an even fight, or I could kill this barbarian unit. Killing the barbarian unit is good because it means the barbarian can't attack us. But the sooner we can kill the camp, the sooner it will stop them from spawning. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to attack the camp. I want them dead as soon as possible. I really don't want another unit of theirs spawning that I have to deal with. Right now it's 2 and 2. We're pretty much evenly matched. Our units are actually better than theirs, and we can heal. They cannot heal. So the fight at this point belongs to us. We have the clear advantage. This guy is going to pop down into this forest. This guy, I'm going to keep attacking this camp. Like I said, I want to kill them as soon as possible. Every, I don't know, 5 turns or so, they're going to spawn a new unit. So if we wait too long, it's now going to be 3 units to 1, and that's more of a fight that we don't want. This guy is going to kill him. They just spawned another unit down here. That's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. So this guy's pretty injured. You also saw when we killed that barbarian, we got some culture. That's part of the benefit of having honor. So I could keep fighting this guy, but it's a pretty even match, and there's a fully strength military unit here that's going to attack us. So I don't think that would be a very wise thing for me to do. So he's going to go back into the forest, and he's going to heal up a little bit. This guy, I'm going to move him into the forest here, so he's next to his ally, so he'll get some flanking bonuses. This guy has an upgrade. So we get to upgrade him. We're going to upgrade him to being able to fight well in rough terrain, which is where he's standing right now, so that'll be good. This guy is going to heal up. Thinking it may not have...
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth?
Building a 3rd warrior might not have been such a bad idea, but we chose to go down the path of getting a 2nd city. So now we have to decide what we're going to do. Are we going to fight this guy, or are we going to assault the camp? And again, I want this camp dead as soon as possible so that they cannot spawn more units. So I'm going to move over here, and then I'm going to attack the camp. Destroying the camp is our #1 priority. If we can kill them before they can spawn another unit, the war is all over but clean up. If we delay that and kill the troops that are outside their territory, it gives them more time to keep rebuilding their forces. So what I'm going to do, this guy is going to destroy that camp. We're going to get culture for killing his warrior, and we're going to get some extra gold. So you'll see when he dies, we got 25 gold for that, and you would have seen that there was culture coming up from that guy. So now this last battle over here, he's going to try and kill off our weakened unit. He can't do it completely, but this guy needs to come down here and help in the fight. If I moved into the forest, I would be better off for defending myself, but it would take all my movements and I couldn't attack. If I do that, this guy is going to be left on his own and he's going to die. I really need to take this guy down here into this snowy area. I have 1 movement left, and I can attack this warrior. I can't kill him, but I can draw some of the heat away from my brethren. So I need to get the hell away from this fight. I don't want to risk dying. I've got some experience. This is a unit I want to keep around. So I'm gonna retreat over to here. So I got my back against the sea. There's people who want to kill me over here, but they're locked in combat with some other people. We're gonna rest and heal up over here. we have to adopt another policy. So now we have some choices to make. Again, we could build more honor, which would help our military, or we can choose more liberty. So I think liberty is still the way to go here, but I think the next time we have a choice that we're going to go down honor. We want to keep advancing the two of these roughly equally. So we can choose to get extra production when we build buildings, which will help us build stuff faster, or we can get an extra worker. I didn't want to build an extra worker because it would have been a waste to build that worker, but getting one for free is very tempting. Let me close this, and I want to look at my map and see if there is anywhere that I could build. See, but even with an extra worker, I don't have anywhere that I could build a farm. So that's probably not the best choice for us right now. So I'm going to choose to get extra production in my cities. This also gets us closer to being able to build an extra settler for free. And then all our other settlers will be that much cheaper. So the next turn is going to go, this guy's almost dead. He can't really hurt us. He can't heal. We're almost done with our settler. So this guy has another promotion. We're going to keep going down this this drill route, which gives us bonuses in rough terrain. We're going to kill this barbarian here. We're almost done with our settler. What I want to do, I don't want our settler... I'm going to heal this guy up here. He heals a little slower outside of enemy terrain. I'm sorry, outside of friendly territory while he's in enemy terrain. But moving him up here, I think, would take just as long. So I think we're going to get him up to like half-life, and then we're going to use him to explore the south down here and see if there's anything else. This guy is going to go up here. When this settler... The settler is one of our most valuable units. Not only in how expensive it is, but in the loss we would encounter if he died. We would have spent all that stuff to produce another settler, and we wouldn't be able to actually build another city. It would be really, really bad. So it is always worth, if possible, escorting your settlers with military units. When I say if possible, it's pretty much a requirement. It would be foolish not to, especially if you have extra military units. So we have this guy. Now, it's going to tell us, it's going to give us suggestions on where it thinks we should build the cities. So, like I said, this was where I thought our second city should go. So it's telling us we could... there's a barbarian camp over here. So, as the settlers come over here, they're going to encounter barbarians, which are going to fight them and try and kill them, and it's not going to be good. So I think that I want... These are all basically the same. Putting it next to a mountain is good because it lets us build observatories later. This is a hill, this is a hill. There is a river right here. You see that little blue line right there? That's a river. So I think that this is the spot that we want to get to. So the trick that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to shield our settler from these barbarians with this military unit. So this guy that I said could hide down here, we're going to need him. We're going to need some meat shields up here. So this guy can start heading over here. We're going to start moving our settler slowly and cautiously over towards his destination where we want him to end up. So I think that this is probably, after I do whatever builds, this is where we're going to cut it, and then we'll see if our settler can make it to his location without dying. So I just built my settler, which means I have to decide what else to build in Copenhagen. So I've got some choices. I have a lot more choices now. My people are not... They're getting more and more advanced. We could build some military units. We could build a spearman, which is a new unit. That's a possibility. We could build a barracks, so all our military units are better, which is good. Granaries allow your cities to grow bigger, which would be good, especially because we don't have... Granaries will help with deer. When you have deer and you have a granary, it gives you extra food, so that would be especially good. Shrines help you get religion, Religion's not that important to us. It's okay to have, but we don't really need to rush it. As we conquer other people, we'll probably start picking up their religions as well. So we're never going to have a dominant religion in the world because we're going to be a hodgepodge of different civilizations. So I think in this situation, building a granary makes the most sense. So we're going to build a granary, which will help our city grow. It'll help these deer locations. Will make the granary even better. It just seems like the most logical thing to do. So we're going to do that. And this guy, again, we're going to keep moving him. Now, this unit is over here, so I could move either to here or to here. I want to stay as far away from this camp as possible. So I'm going to move here. And that, well, next turn it'll move there. So we're going to leave our Vikings here. We're going to pick up, and we're going to see if this settler can make it over to here without getting captured or killed by these barbarians. It's going to be up to our warriors to protect our people. So this will be our test.